The question is, I'm starting to investigate turning my indie books into audio. Please explain the process for this, including the difference between major audio group. Thank you. Well, I appreciate that this person thinks I have all of the information, and I do know enough about audio to be dangerous, but I do not know enough about audio to compare and contrast the difference between the major audio groups. So I can't answer this question in full, but I am going to tell you a few things about audio. The first thing is that audio is very expensive to produce. It can cost upwards of $3,000 to produce an audiobook. It is not it is not cheap. It's not cheap to produce audio. If you're doing it as an independent author, you need to make sure that if you're finding your own narrator, that you have the legal contracts in place to protect both you and the narrator. You're going to need to audition narrators and find one who is the right fit and who can produce quality content. You're also going to need to understand what each of the what the different publishing platforms require from audiobooks, how you go about setting it up, how you go about putting it on the platform. The other thing that you need to consider is, are you going to be getting audio rights for all markets or just North American market? If you're planning on going international market, make sure that your contract includes that. If you're trying to sign a contract with an audio provider, and there are a number of different audio providers. So at this time, there's Audible through Amazon. There's places like Scribd, and there's like other small groups that are doing audio. You just need to understand their contracts and what they require from you. I do know that Scribd, for instance, is actively acquiring, but you do need to understand, if you're going to sign a contract with them, what that means, what they're going to do for you, and what you're expected to do. So I don't think I'm not going to lay out the audio process for you because that would be time consuming, but also it it's not an inexpensive process. So you need to be prepared to do a lot of research and to have the funds to start entering into that. It's also not a fast process. I think that's the other thing to keep in mind. Um, Audiobooks don't get recorded and produced quickly. So if you're going to be producing your own audiobooks, you need to account for that in your timeline of publication.